Yeah, good evening also. Let's get started with PowerPoint lesson one today. So we're going to learn about basic PowerPoint. We are going to learn about toolbars, commands, and simple presentation. So we'll learn everything one by one. So this is the first session on PowerPoint. We'll see how this goes. Okay. So PowerPoint basics. Microsoft PowerPoint is an electronic presentation program that helps people present a speech using a collection of slides. A PowerPoint presentation is a collection of slides that can be used to create oral presentations. Okay, so click the start button, click all programs options from the menu, search for Microsoft Office from the sub menu and click it. So search for Microsoft Office PowerPoint for the sub menu and click it. Okay. So we're going to learn about PowerPoint. So PowerPoint is a presentation program. So whenever we give a presentation to one of your colleagues or to a group of people, we can use PowerPoint presentation. So we can have a lot of slides in it, and we can a single PowerPoint presentation can have multiple slides. So it's nothing but a collection of slides, and it helps to give any presentation and in a very presentable way and in a nice manner. Okay. So first thing we're going to learn about how to open a PowerPoint window. So first we have to click on the start menu, which is at the bottom left corner. So click on it and you should be able to see a lot of menus here. So go to Microsoft Office here. Okay, so we have Office here. And once you open that, you can click on PowerPoint here and click a new presentation here. So it might be a bit different for you, for those guys who are using the older version. Okay, so mine is Windows 10 and it looks a bit different. But if you're using the older version, you should see MS Office folder, and under that folder, you should be able to see all the PowerPoint, all the Office tools, which includes PowerPoint Basics also. So it could be some folder like this, and under that you should see Office, Word, Excel, and all those stuff. Okay, so so, but I opened by searching through the PowerPoint. I mean, the search by using the search toolbar under this one. So I'm using PowerPoint and I clicked on it and I opened a blank presentation now. So now we have a uh, PowerPoint presentation open. I mean, PowerPoint tool opened, and we have to choose a presentation type. So we have a lot of themes here, and also we have a blank presentation. First, let's go with the blank presentation now. And click on blank presentation here, and you should be able to see a PowerPoint window with a single slide and with a single slide. Yeah. So this is how you open a PowerPoint window. Okay. So then let's see the next step. So to create a new presentation, when beginning a new project in PowerPoint, you'll often want to start with a new blank presentation. So that's what we did right now, right? So we chose a blank presentation without any predefined templates. Okay. So we just opened it. Select the file tab to go to the backstage view. Select new on the left side of the window and click the blank presentation. Yeah, and a new presentation will appear. So what we have to do is go click on this new button here and choose the blank presentation. So once you do it, you will see a PowerPoint screen, something like this. So yeah, so you should have a single slide with no titles and nothing in it. So it will be empty. So let's go to the next step. So any doubts until this? So யாருக்காவது புரியலாம் கேட்கலாம் நீங்க. இல்ல மணிராஜ் அவங்களுக்கு கண்ணனுக்குலாம் தனியா தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும்னா கூட சொல்லுவேன் நான். ஒண்ணும் பிரச்சனை இல்ல.
சார் ஒண்ணும் பிரச்சனை இல்ல சார். இருக்கு சார்.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead then. So the next step, so let's go to the next slide. So we are going to see how to create a new slide. So we know what is a PowerPoint presentation, right? It's a collection of slides. So you can have multiple slides on a PowerPoint presentation. So for now, in this thing, right? The new window, I mean, new PowerPoint we opened, right? So it just has a single slide. So if you want to add a new slide, you can just click on new slide and cancel. Okay, and you can see multiple slides here. So similar to that, you can add any number of slides you want. So there is no upper limit on how many slides a PowerPoint presentation can have. Okay, so let's see the different ways we can create a new slide. Okay, so whenever you start a new presentation, it will contain one slide with the title slide layout. Okay, so the layout, the first slide is we created, right? It has a default layout. Okay, so you can see the layouts being different here. So it is called a title slide layout. So this one looks a bit different, right? You click to add title and click to add subtitle. So in this section, you have to add in the first slide, you always have to add the title for the presentation. So it could be a presentation about your project you're working on. So it could be any name you can give. Okay, so it could be you can give some project names in it. Let's say project something like China or something. Okay, so you can see the difference between these two layouts, right? So this one is kind of a it's a different layout. You can so in this page, right? You don't give any information about the project. So you just add the title of the project and also at a subtitle if you want. Okay, so it could be anything like Shine. Okay, so it could be any subtitle. You can add it here. And in the next slide, the layout is a bit different. It could be detail about project, maybe an introduction, and you can add some intro about the project here. Okay, so this is how you. This is what is called layout. So, yeah. So we just learned the different between a title layout and a normal layout. I don't know what this layout is called, but this one is called a title layout. Okay. So from the home tab, click the bottom half of the new slide command and choose the desired slide layout from the menu that appears. The new slide will appear. Click any placeholder and begin typing it to add text. Okay, so this is what we did. Okay, so you can also click on the icon to add other types of content like a picture or chart. To change the layout of an existing slide, click the layout command and then choose the desired layout. So in this slide, right, we're going to learn about how to uh, add slides and while adding slides, we have to choose the desired layout also we want. Okay, so what I first did, if you remember, I just right clicked it and clicked here new slide, and it added a slide with a default layout. Okay, so but this time I don't want to add a default layout. Okay, so let's say I want to add a different layout, which can where we can insert pictures and all other stuff like that. Okay, so let's see how to do that. So the way to add a new slide is from the home tab. So under the home tab, there is a ribbon called slides here. And under this, you click on the new slide. So there is a big button called new slide. Okay. So for the guys who are using an older version of uh, PowerPoint, you might see a bit different, but it should be in the home tab, and under that you should see a new slide here. So as the tooltip says, add a slide to your presentation. So we are going to add a slide to a presentation. What you are going to do is click the drop down menu, which is the bottom half of this big button. Click on it and you will see different layouts here. So the title slide is the default slide that was added, and we can see different layouts for different layers you can choose to when you add a slide. Okay, so we'll choose a picture with caption. Okay, so when I click this one, now you can see the layout is a bit different. Okay, so it has 3 sections where we can add a title, add some text for the title, and then you can add a picture here. So here you can see if you say the click icon to add picture, so this is a section where we can add pictures, and we can click on this menu to add pictures. Okay, so this is nothing different as we saw in Word, right? So Word also we used to add pictures. So it's the same thing. We are going to add pictures using this button here. So we'll first add the title here. Maybe we'll add the introduction, and let's say what the project does. Okay, so this maybe we can. This project is about. This project is about the. I don't know. About the new shipyard. Okay, something like this. Okay, so dummy introduction. So we have added the introduction and some. We have added the title here and added the introduction about the project here. So now we have to add a picture. So adding a picture, when you click on it, right, you can add it from the your local computer here. So once you click on this picture icon, right, you will see a dialog box that opens, and in this dialog box you have to choose the picture where it appears. Okay, so let's take a default picture that appears on the screen. Okay, so I'll add this picture, a dog picture. So yeah, so this is how we add a picture. So all you have to do is you have to click on the so let's do one second. So click on this and you have to choose the picture and click on the insert button to insert the picture at this picture section of the layout. Okay, so this is a different layout. So if you want to add some other layouts also, you can do it. So let's say if you want to add let's again go to the home menu. Under that, the slides ribbon, and click on the new slide button, and we'll choose a news layout. Okay, so let's say title and content. Okay, so let's say shipyard. Okay, shipyard location. So we can add some content like maybe Singapore harbor. Okay, so you can add some content like this. So this is, so now you can understand the difference between the different layouts, right? So this particular layout doesn't have any picture section. So this one has a picture section. So this is called layout. So how you arrange a different sections in a particular slide, right? So that is called layouts. Okay, so we have some predefined templates or layouts that is available in this new slide section. So we can choose from any of these layouts that is available by default in PowerPoint. Okay, so this is how you add new slides and choose a different layout for a particular slide. Okay, and we can add some content on the placeholders. It could be text, it could be a picture, or it could be a chart, or it could be anything you can add on different layers. So there will be different if you want a chart, it should be a different section you have to add there. Okay, so those things will see how to add a chart and all those things in the later part of the section class. Yeah, I think I guess you guys are able to understand how we added a new slide, right? So any doubts in this? Ango and Pachamuthu, Niraj, any doubts in this? You can stop in, ask me anytime. Okay. So yeah. So let's move on to the next slide. So let's see. So we just saw what we can do with the PowerPoint presentation, right? So we just saw how to create a slide. So let's see let's see what are the various tools available to create our presentations. Okay, so let's see one by one. So the PowerPoint interface, when you open PowerPoint for the first time, the start screen will appear. From here, you'll be able to create a new presentation. So this one we just saw, right? We had to choose the blank. We chose the blank presentation, and we opened a new presentation there. So this is the first thing we already seen it. Okay, and then the ribbon and the quick access toolbar are where you find the commands to perform common tasks in PowerPoint. Okay, so all these things are called ribbons. Okay, so every section on a particular tab, right? So it is called a ribbon. So this one, clipboard is called a ribbon here, as slides is a ribbon, font is a ribbon, and every tab, right, it has a set of ribbons here. So ribbons are nothing but a collection of related tasks. Okay, so all things related to creating a new slide, right, it will be part of this particular slide ribbon here. So under this, we have a new slide section, and so if you go and see here, right, you will have a different section. So how to add sections to a layout, and all those related tasks, right? Different layouts you can choose, right? So all this will be part of the slide ribbon here. So if you see fonts, right? All the font size, font colors, font alignment, bold, italic, all this related tasks will be part of the ribbon. So similar to that, we have ribbons for paragraph, for drawings, for clipboard, for cut, copy, paste stuff, and everything we have separate ribbons. So under each tab also we have different ribbons here. So for under insert also we have the ribbons for creating tables, images, illustrations. So we have so many ribbons that we can use to create our use to create our PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so yeah, so similar to that, we have different tabs here. So design, transition, animation, slideshow, review, view, help. So everything performs separate task here. So design is to design the design the colors and themes for the presentation. Okay, so we all will see all these things in a deeper in the latest classes of PowerPoint. Uh, Today we'll see on a high level overview what they're going to do. Okay, so transitions is how the on a presentation, how the slide moves from one was when we move from one slide to another slide, right? We can change the transitions to how the slide appears. How the slide appears when we transition from one slide to another slide. So this is called transition. So apart from that, there are called animations. So animations are particular to a section. So let's say if you want to have this picture jump from the top to bottom, right? We can use animations like float in, fly in, or something like that. So when you use that, right, it will fly in from the bottom to up or something like this. Okay, so this is what called animation. So animations are related to a particular section of the uh, PowerPoint interface. So then we have slideshow. So this is for the slideshow control. So this helps to automatically move from slide to slide, or it can move uh, based on mouse clicks. So all this complex controls, right, can be part of the slideshow. And apart from that, we have review. So to reviews, we have functions like so in Word, we saw those things like uh, spell checks we saw. So nothing else. We didn't see all the other things in deeper manner, but we have so much stuff to review the document here. Okay, so that is one thing. And these are all the different views we can use to see the PowerPoint. So this is an outline view, and this is a slide sort of view. So every view has its own purpose. Okay, so reading view will give you a uh, will just give you the reading menu and all those stuff like that. So this is the purpose of the view thing, and we have the help thing again there. So help thing, help menu is gives you support on how to create PowerPoint presentation. If you don't understand some stuff, right, you can just click on the help and search for something. So if you don't know what is layout, right, you can type in the layout, and you can see what is a slide layout here. So it gives you uh, gives you idea on how to change the layout and all the things you need to learn about layouts. Okay, so similar to that, you can search for anything you want. Okay, so if you want to learn about animations, you can search for it. So this is how you use the help menu that is available. So this should be very helpful for you guys when you want to learn new stuff. Okay. So yeah, so this is the basic overview on the stuffs on the titles and all the tools available on the presentation. Okay, so let's review those things. Let's go through those things again. Okay, so toolbars. So we saw the toolbars, right? The ribbon tabs, group tools and features together based on the purpose. For example, to make your slides look better for options on the design tab, the tools that you animate things on your slide would be on the animations tab. So okay, so the design tab contains stuff on the design, how to design your presentation. All the layouts and all the stuff will be part of the design tab, and all the animations, right? It will be part of the animations tab. So we just saw all those stuff, right? So it will be available part of that particular tab. Okay, the home tab holds the cut paste features, font, paragraph options, and what you need to add and organize slides. Okay, the home tab, as it says, right, cut paste options, create layouts, and a variety of different stuff like fonts. All those things will be available in the home tab. So we just saw those examples. And in the insert tab, it helps us to insert slides, insert tables, picture shapes, links, and etc. So all these options are available part of the insert tab. And on the design tab, right? On the design tab, you can add a theme or a colors theme. So you can add themes for your presentation in the design tab. So yeah, so transitions, see how your slides changes from one side to the next on the transitions tab. To find a gallery of the possible transition to the slide, you click more to at the side of the gallery to see all of them. So that in the transition tab, right, you can see all the transition that is available here. So you can you choose any one of the transition here. So the default thing will be none. Okay, so it doesn't appear in a plus in a what to say. Uh, it doesn't appear like falling from the top or something like this. Okay, so the transition now you see, right, when you move from one slide to the next slide, 4 5 6 next slide, right, it just appears abruptly. So that is, it doesn't have any particular transition, right? So this is called a default transition, which is none. So we'll learn about transition in depth later. Okay, so animations also, so movement of things on your slide. So as I said, right, if you want a picture to fall from the top to bottom, you can use those animations here. So note that you can see many possible animation in the gallery animation group and see more of them by clicking more. So the animations and the transitions, right, you should be able to see it in this tab here. So if you see let's say, let's change the view. Okay, so go to normal view. So let's say if you want to add an animation for this particular thing, right, go here, choose this picture, and now if you run this picture, right, not okay. Okay, we'll see fly in. Okay, okay, so now you can see the example, right? What is an animation, right? So it comes from the bottom to top, which is a fly in animation. So if I say float in, right, it is a bit different. Okay, so similar to that, we have a lot of different animation that is available here. So you can say zoom in, so something like this. So you can play around with all the animation options that is available here. So this is called animations. And apart from that, what else we have? We have slideshow. So slideshow, okay, let's see slideshow also. Let's see an example on slideshow also. So go to a slideshow, and Yeah. So use timings, right? If you so narration. Okay. See, you can automate your slideshows using this menu here. So if you say automatic, right, it will automatically move from one slide to another slide automatically. You don't have to click on. You don't have to use the mouse click. Every time you have to move from one slide to another slide. Okay. So if I say automatic. So by default, all this things will appear. I mean, all the slides will move from one screen to another screen. Okay, so this is a function of the slideshow. So it just controls how to move your slides, uh, how to progress through your slides with the slideshow menu here. Okay, so apart from that, what else we have? So then we have the reviews. The review tab lets you add comments, run spell check, and compare one presentation with another, such as an earlier version. Okay. So it helps to add spell checks to your thing. Let's say if I add, if I say if I type the harbor spelling wrongly, right? And if I go to the review section, I'll do a spell check, and you should see the spell check running through the whole slide and finding the spelling mistakes here. So it has found that Singapore Harbor, the spelling of harbor is wrong. Okay, so what it does is it is going to give you an option that is available, and you have to choose one of those options here. So the desired option should be harbor, right? With an R here. So once I choose it, I click change. It will change the spelling to the correct one, and it doesn't mark that it is a wrong spelling here. So it has removed that marking from this misspelled word here. So this is for the review section. So similar to that, you have different sections here. You can add comments to the pane, and let's say if you want to add some comments, right? Location. So this is just for the uh, to this is just to add comments to your particular slide. So if you want to show comments, right, you will be able to you will be able to see the comments we have added here. So this is for your for the creators reference. Okay. So these comments, right, it won't be part of that presentation. So yeah, so this is usage of comments. So all these things, right, I'm running around, but we are going to see those things in a deeper with a deeper description in the later section. So still we have 4 classes on PowerPoint. Okay, so you don't have to worry about these things for now. Okay, so yeah, so then we have view. So view, right? View allows you to look at your presentation different ways depending on where you are in the creation or delivery process. So we already saw what is view, right? So this is a normal view, and if you want to see the outline view, you can see the in a different view. So you can see the content of the presentations also here. So this is called an outline view, and this is a slide sort of view. So using this view, right, you can sort the slides to a different position. So you can just easily move through the slide sort of view using this slide sort of view. And notes page. So notes page. Then we have reading view. So reading view just to read your document. Okay, it doesn't provide you any. It hides all the edit option that is available by default, right? So you don't have to, in the reading view, you don't have to edit any document, right? You just have to go through the document. So it hides all the other stuff, unnecessary stuff that is needed. So go back to the normal view. So this is about views for the, this is about the view toolbar. So then we have the tools tab. So when you click some part of a slide, such as picture, shape, smart art, or text boxes, you might see a colorful new tab appear. See, let's say if I go through, if I'm in the slide, right, you will see review, view, help. Okay, so these are the default tabs that are available. But when I let's say if I click this picture, right, you will see a new tab that appears. Okay, so that is called the toolbar tools tab. Okay, so when you click a picture, right, it will add a picture format toolbar. Okay, so this toolbar will have all the uh, related functions which will be helpful to edit a picture. Okay, so you can resize a picture, you can crop a picture if you want. If I just want to show the head of the dog, right? So you can crop a picture using this menu. So similar to that, there are a lot of different options that is available for the for editing the picture. So this is for the picture toolbar. So let's say if you have a let's say if in this table, right? Let's say if uh, you have a table, right? And if I choose a table, right, it will show a different menu here. So it adds a table design menu here. So based on the item we click, right, the toolbar changes. Okay, so when you click a picture, it will show you the picture format toolbar. Okay, so whenever you click a table, it will add the table tools. Okay, there are two table tools, which is table design and table layout. Okay, so all these tables are related to all these toolbars are related to the table. Okay, so it add two toolbars for the table. So similar to that, if you add a, if you click uh, if you click this title section, right, it will add a shape format toolbar. Okay, so it helps you to add a word. Some stuff like word art, shapes, and all those things. Okay, so choosing this particular section will add the drawing tools here. So based on the selection, it adds the different tools that is available for that particular selection. Okay, so this is called the tools tab. So then then the ribbon. So what is called a ribbon? The PowerPoint use tabbed ribbon system instead of traditional menus. Okay, the ribbon contains multiple tabs and each with several groups of commands. For example, the font group on the home tab contains commands for formatting text in your document. So this slide, right, it's just explaining what is a ribbon. So as you all know, right, so home is we can call it as a tab or a ribbon. Okay, so under the home ribbon or tab, we have several group of commands here. So clipboard is a command group, slide is a command group, font is a command group, paragraph is a command group, drawing is a command group. Under drawing, we have different commands here. So editing is a command group. So for under paragraph, we have different commands like bullets, numbering, align, take align left, all those stuff here. So this is called a ribbon. So you should understand the difference between a tab and a ribbon, okay, and a command group. So yeah, so it, and this is also very similar to the Word, right? In Word also you would have seen all these things uh in your Word menu also, right? Yeah. So yeah. So how about a small exercise now? So you guys understood what we have learned until now? Are you clear on what you have guys? எல்லாத்துக்கும் புரிஞ்சிச்சா, clear இருக்கா? Are you guys clear on what you have learned today up to
Yes,
this?
sir.
Okay, so we'll have a 15-minute session. Okay, so I'll give you a small exercise and you guys do it, and you guys do it on that 15 minutes. Okay, so now it's 7:21 and you guys create. So all I want, right, I just want you to create a new slide, add two slides to it, add a picture to a add a slide with a picture layout and add a slide with the introduction layout. Okay, so in the introduction, you You guys add some content about your project. So you add what is the project about and add an introduction on the project. Okay, so I want you to guys to add 3 slides. One with the title slide, next to the introduction. I mean, next to this layout with a picture. Okay, so you have to choose a layout with a picture in it, add a picture to it, and then you add another slide. You can just say whatever you want. Okay, so you just add a title and some content related to that. Okay, so it's now time 7:22 and we'll wind up by 7:35. Okay, so I'll just give you 13 minutes. Okay, you guys do it quickly and let me know once you're done. Okay, so you guys can start now.
Hello, sir. Ongwei here.
Yeah, tell me, Angul.
Sir, I can leave now because I don't know. I now hotel and I need to move another place. I think.
Receive your call. So we are done with the basic example. So let's learn about other stuff now. So where did we go? So we learned about ribbons. Okay. So then now let's learn about formatting and aligning text. Okay. So yeah. So commands formatting and aligning text. So font, use a drop-down menu to change the font of the selected text. Font size, choose the font size of the selected text from drop-down menu or use increase font size, decrease font size commands to increase or decrease the size. Font style, font color, you can use this command to change the text color, change case. Okay. So you guys must know what is a font, right? You guys have already learned this in the Word classes, right? So font is nothing but the text that is available here. So this is called fonts. Whatever you type, right? This is called fonts. Okay, and this font has different attributes to it. So it could be the font style. It could be a size. It could be the color. It could be the case. Okay, so change case. So upper and lower case characters we should know, right? Upper case is capital letter and lower case is small letters, right? So these are the characters. So this one is caps and these are all small letters. Okay, so these are the various characteristics of a font. Okay, so we learn how to change all these characteristics using the command formatting tools. Okay, so where can we find all those stuff? Okay, so we can find all the related font related commands in the home ribbon under the font command group. So here we in the home under font command group we can see all this font related stuff here. So which means let's see all those things one by one. Okay. By default, right, the font style that is selected is Calibri Light. Okay, so if you want to change the font style, you can change it using this drop down menu here. So what you have to do is click the drop down menu here and you can hover around all the available font styles that is available. Okay, so we have hundreds of font styles here, so you can choose whatever you want. Okay, so you can see the preview also once you hover on the font names here. So if you hover, so this font style is called Papyrus, so this one is called Platino Linotype or something, and Sergio Rockwell, and so we have all these things, right? So we'll choose any one of these fonts here. So we'll choose a font called Magneto. So click on it, and now you can see the font is in a different style, so which is called Magneto. So we have changed this font style to Magneto. So once you place it right, you can see the font style being displayed here. So if you place this one here, right, it is Calibri body. Okay, so both the font styles are different. Okay, this one is different because we already changed it to Magneto. So this is how you change a font style, and this is called font style. So this is just a different handwriting. Okay, so everybody has a different handwriting. That's similar to that. Every font style will have a different shape of a letter or something like that. Okay, so this is how you change the font style of a font. So apart from that, we have font size here. So font size, as the name suggests, right? It changes the size of the font here. So if you see this title section, right, the font size is 60. But if you see the shine section, right, the font size is 24 here. So if you want to increase the font size of this title slide, right, title, right, you can just select this one, go here, select the drop down, and you can choose any one of these sizes here. So let's say 88. Okay, so once you select it, the new font size will be applied to the particular selected font. So this one have goes to 88 size, and this one still remains as 24, right? So if you want to change the size also, you can do it. So you can choose it, and you can click on the drop down menu. You can choose to 44 here. So this is how you change the font size. Okay. So apart from that, if you want to change the font color, right? If you want to give a different font color for this particular title, right? You can go here. Font color. Change the color of your text. Okay. So click on it. You can choose any one of these colors here, and we'll choose dark. I don't know what color is orange color. Okay. Orange accent 2 something. So click on it. Now the font color is applied to the new font color is applied to the title section. So if you want a different color for the subtitle, you can choose it, go here, and maybe you can give a lighter orange color here. So this is how you can change. This is how you can change the color styles and color style and shape of the and all the different characteristics. Okay, so even if you want to increase or decrease the font size, right, you can do that here. So if you want to decrease it, right, you can see the size also being decreased here. So if you want to increase it, you can increase it. So this is another option. Instead of choosing it from the drop down, you can just click the increase or decrease button to increase or decrease the font size. Okay, and the change case. Here you can quickly change the case of the selected text. So where it is. Yeah. So there is something called a change case. Okay. So here, if you see this in this section, right, you can see the P and S are in caps, uppercase characters. Okay. So if I click change case, right, you can see the different options that is available. Toggle case. Okay. Toggle case will change the upper case to lowercase or lowercase to uppercase. And if you want to add everything to uppercase, right, everything to a capital letter, right, you can choose uppercase here. Everything to a small letter here. So capitalize each word. It will capitalize each word will add a caps, add a, it will change the first letter of the word to capital letter. Okay. Sentence case will make the first letter of the sentence to a capital letter here. So these are the different options that is available on the change case thing. Okay. So any doubts on this? Okay. So we have learned a lot of stuff in this font things. Okay. So any doubts in the chat? புரியல ஏதாச்சும் யாராவது புரியலனா இப்ப கேட்கலாம். Okay, so I think we have forgotten one thing. Okay, font style, right? We have something called bold, italic, underline, shadow, and strike through. Okay, so we didn't look at these stuff, right? So if I click bold, right? Okay, so if I click bold on this thing, right, shine forever, you can see the difference, right? You can see the difference, right? The lines become thicker. Okay, so this is called bolded text. Okay, apart from that, there is called italicized. So if I click I, right, it will be tilted a bit right. So this is called italicized letter. Okay. So apart from that, we have underline. So you guys know what is an underline, right? The letters being underlined here. And apart from that, there is something called text shadow. So it's add a shadow to the text. You can see the shadow here, right? So if you select it, right, you can see the shadow that appears on the text here. Maybe we'll add it here. You can see the shadow, right? So this is called a shadow, and there is something called strike through. It's going to run a line over the word here. So this is called a strike through. So these are the different font option that is available here. So these are the different command groups, commands under the font command group in this section. Okay. So still we have 31 minutes. Yeah, and we have a very few slides. Okay. So any doubts in this? இதுல ஏதாவது புரியலன்னு கேட்கலாம்.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So the next thing is bullet and numbers, bullet and number list styles, right? Okay. Bullets. So what are called bullets? So bullets, you guys should have learned in Word itself, right? Can anyone answer me? So Hossein, you know what is a bullet? Can you tell me?
Yeah, yes, sir. The black color or can be red color, the small point. The here is the bullet point left side.
Why do you use bullets?
Yeah, this is the bullets left side.
Yeah, why do you use bullets?
This one is the presentation, something that indicate the very important or is starting before the
Yeah,
use
very
the
good.
this one is one.
Yeah. So if you want to add a list of elements, right? If you want, let's say, if you have a list of elements, right? You can add a list here. So if you have a long list, let's say a list of elements like menu, right? You can add it. So the menu we have biryani, then we have chicken rice. So if you have different menus, right, or a different list of items, right, you can add a list here. So that is the purpose of having a list or a bulleted list or a numbered list. Okay, so there are two type of lists, which is bulleted list and a number list. Okay, so when you choose numbers, it is a bulleted. So when you choose numbers, it is a numbered list, and if you choose different different bullets, right, it's called a bulleted list. So nothing different about it. The purpose is same. Both are going to contain a list of elements. Okay, so the difference is one is numbered and one is sequential numbers, and the other thing you will have the same symbols or bullets for that particular list. Okay, so how do you add an element to the bullet? So if you want to add a new element, right, if I say chicken rice, then we have mutton rice, right? So if you want to add a new bullet, all you have to do is press enter. Okay, once you press enter, right, it will add automatically a new list here. So a new list, which is number 4, and you can add something here. Let's say if you want to add chicken soup, okay, you can add it here. So if you want to add another list, right, just click on enter, and you can say mutton soup. And if you don't want to add any new list, right, all you have to do is press enter, press backspace here. So instead of, if you want to delete 6, right, press backspace, and then it will be out of that list of elements, and you can add your text in a normal way here. So the above contains above menu something. You can add some text here. Okay, so this is how you exit from a list of from a numbered list or a bullet list. So to add elements to the list, you have to press enter, And if you want to delete a bulleted list, right, all you have to do is you have to press backspace and delete that number here. So this is how you add or delete it to a bulleted list, okay? Bulleted or a numbered list. So in this example, we have added a numbered list. So yeah, so if you don't want 1, 2, 3, 4, right, you can change the bullets here. So choose the numbers here, numbered list here. Click the drop down menu and you can choose different option that is available. So you have Roman letters, you have A dot B or something. You have Roman letters dot, you have braces with braces. So you have different option that is available, different types of menus that are numbered list that is available. You can choose any one of those ones here. So we'll choose this one here. If you want to change it again, you can go ahead and change from this menu here. So if you want to make it as a bulleted list, right, you can click on bulleted here and it'll change your bulleted here. So if you want to change the bullets, right, if you want to add a different bullet, right, all you have to do is select here. You can choose and hover around the bullets here and you can do it here. So this is how you add bullets or numbered list to your PowerPoint presentation. Okay. So yeah. So this is how you add a bullet. So if you want to add colors to your bullets, right, you can do it from here. So go here, click the bullets numbering. And if you want to choose a different color for your bullets, right, you can choose it. So I've chosen blue here. So you can choose you can see the bullet change to a blue color here. So if you want to change it again, right, you can go ahead, bullets and numbering, and you can change it to a different color here. So you can change it to yellow. So you can increase the size of the bullets also if you want. So let's say 200, right? Let's say 150. Click on it. Now you can see the size of the bullet being increased. So similar to that, we have a different option that is available. That is available for the bullets and numbers. So okay. So yeah, so you can choose the size, colors of the bullets, or you can choose the colors of the numbers also. So this is how you change the look of the bullets also. We can do it. So this is also customizable. Okay. So hope this is clear for you guys. Huh? You can stop me anytime and ask me if you have any questions. Okay. So தமிழ்ல கேட்கணும் கூட கேட்கலாம் நீங்க ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. தயங்காதீங்க, hesitate பண்ணாதீங்க. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Okay. Yeah. Then we'll learn about text alignment. We'll add a new slide and we'll learn about text alignment. So horizontal text alignment, you can use these commands to align your text to the left, center, or right of a placeholder or a text box. Okay. So this is a particular placeholder, right? So here, if you want to add some text, right? Let's say, okay. See, this is just a random text that is chosen. But if you see this menu, right, it is by default aligned to the left, right? So you can choose, you can see the alignment in the paragraph tab, right? There is something called left alignment, align left, okay, which is automatically selected. So in a note also, we use right from left to right, right? That's the reason it is defaulted to align left, okay? So if you want to change it to a right alignment, right, you can just click on it and you can see the menu that is added to the, the particular sentence is added to the right of the menu. So even if you add some text, right, it will always be aligned to the right of the page. Okay, so this is how you change the alignment of the page. So similar to right, left, we have a center alignment also here. And apart from that, there is something called a justify alignment. So if you say, if you have a lot of if you have a lot of text like this, right, and so now you can see, right, the starting and the ending of the lines doesn't match properly. Okay, So if you want these things to be aligned properly, you can choose the justify here. So now you can see the difference, right? It is aligned properly to the end of the element and is spaced evenly throughout the, I mean, the sentence is spaced evenly, okay? So this is the property of a justify. So yeah, so only these are the alignment option that is available. So there are four alignment options that is available: left, center, justify, and right. Okay, so these are the options that is available for the alignment. So you can use this command to align your text to the left side center. Okay, you can use this command to align your text to the top, middle, or bottom of a placeholder or a text box. Align text. Okay, align text. So this option we have to learn about now. So here, right, in this particular section, right, the text is aligned at the top of the at the top of this particular section. So you can see, right, the text is part of this particular section, and is aligned. It is aligned to the top of the section here. So if you want to align the text to the, so you can choose. You can see the option available here. So this is the align text option that is available. So and by default, you can see the text is aligned to the top of the section. So if you want to change it to middle, right, you can see it moves to the middle of the section. So you can choose bottom, middle, tops. Okay, so you can choose any one of these options that is available here. So this is called text alignment. So there are two things available. So one is the horizontal text alignment, which is all these four options that is available, and one is the vertical alignment. Okay, so vertical alignment, we have three options: top, bottom, and middle. And the horizontal alignment, we have left, center, right, and justify. Okay, so there is so this is a difference between the horizontal alignment and the vertical alignment. Okay, so that's it about alignments in this section. So now we are going to learn about working with text, how to copy paste text and stuff like that, cut paste text, all these things. So you guys must know about what is copy paste and cut, right? So can anyone tell me what is the difference between copy and paste and cut and paste?
So copy means something text or photo, whatever, can make copy to another place.
Okay.
Then paste is the which place want to copy. This place is click the right button, and after that paste. So if when you press the paste, this copy thing is can see or can be settled there.
Okay, what is cut and paste? What is the difference? See,
Cut means some place there one is heroes, some cut.
yeah.
Same like your mouse, this one I want to cut, take out from there. So can select, then can cut.
Yeah, very good, Hussein. So you're right. So copy and paste, right? When you copy, so let's read the description first. To copy and paste text, select the text you want to copy, then click the copy command on the home tab. Place the insertion point where you want to text appear. Click the paste command on the home tab. The copy text will appear. Okay. So cut and paste. Select the text you want to move, then click the cut command. So it says, right, select the text you want to move. Okay, so the original text won't be available when you do a cut and paste. Okay, but copy and paste, the original text will be copied. The original text won't be deleted. So this is the difference between cut, copy, and paste. So cut will delete the original text, but copy will retain the original text. So that is the difference between copy and paste. Okay, so and place the insertion point where you want the text to appear, then click the paste command. The text will appear in the new location here. Yeah, so yeah, that's the difference between the copy and cut and paste and copy and paste. Okay, so all these options, right, is available in part of the home ribbon under the clipboard command group. Okay, You can see paste here, the scissor sign is cut and the two documents signed, right? So this one is called the copy. So yeah, so all are same picture. Okay, so let's see how to do this with an example. Okay, so let's say I have a new slide. Cut and paste. Okay, let's say let's do copy and paste first. Okay, so let's say I want to copy a text. So this text needs to be copied. Okay, so I have to copy this text to another location. So what I'm going to do is I'll copy I'll select this text here, go to the home tab, and I will say I'll use the copy option that is available here. Copy, put a copy of the selection on the clipboard. So you can paste it in the paste it somewhere else. Okay, so click on the copy command and then add a new slide, and if you want to paste it, right, place the cursor here and then click on the paste button here. Once you do it, right, the text will be copied to the new slide here. So you can see the copy the slide. Okay, so now you can see the copy of the text in the another slide also. So what you have to do is you have to select the text and copy the text, and then you have to place the cursor in the desired location where it needs to be copied, and then you have to click on the paste button here. So this is how you can copy the slide. So let's say if you want to cut and paste, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose go to the copy and paste section here. I'll choose the menu here, and I'll click the scissors button. So once you click the scissors button, right, the text will be deleted here. So you can see it's gone, right? It's gone, but it will be part of the clipboard, and once you click on the paste, right, the text will be added here. So what we have done is we have cut and pasted the new slide here, but the original slide, right, the text is gone. So this is the difference between copy and slide, copy and paste, and cut and paste. Okay, so what we have done is we have cut and copy the paste using the command group that is available here. So instead of these things, right, even we can do it using the shortcut menu that is available here. So all you can do is you can select it, Control C, and you can copy it here. Control C and Control V will paste the copy text to the particular location. So similar to that, you can choose text here and Control X. Okay, Control X to cut. Control X will delete text here, and you can paste it here. So this is how you cut and paste. Okay, so there is a shortcut for it. One is Control C and Control V for copy and paste, and Control X and Control V for cut and paste. Okay, so this is how you control copy and cut and use copy and cut functionality in the slide thing. Okay, so do remember the shortcut commands. Okay, so you'll have to use these commands a lot of times. Okay, so drag and drop text. So any doubts up to this? இதுல ஏதாவது புரியலன்னு கேட்கலாம். Okay, so how to drag and drop text. To select the text you want to move, then click and drag the text to the desired location. The text will appear in the new location. So let's say there are two sections here. Okay, so layout. So let me create a Okay. So let's say I have some text here. So there are two sections here. So we are going to learn about drag and drop text. Okay. So let's say I have a text. Okay, this needs to be dragged and dropped into another location. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this text has to be dragged and dropped into another location. So all I have to do is select the text here, click on the text, pull it like this, drag it over like this, and you can do it here. So instead of copy and paste, right, you can always use drag and drop here. So even if you want to move it back to the old location, you can do it here. So it's very easy. Select it, click on it, and drag it and drop it like this. Okay, so this is how you drag and drag and drop to a new location. Drag and drop to a new location. So instead of cut and paste, right, you can use this option here. So this is how you drag and drop text. So next thing is the quick access toolbar. So we're going to learn about the quick access toolbar now. So as the name suggests, right? So it is for quick access for the commands that is available. So to access the commands in a quicker way, right? You can use the quick access toolbar, which is present at the top of the PowerPoint window. So located just above the ribbon, the quick access toolbar lets you access common commands no matter which tab is selected. By default, it includes a save, undo, redo, and start from beginning commands. You can add other commands depending on your preference. Okay. To add commands to the quick access toolbar, click the drop down arrow to the right of the quick access toolbar. Click the drop down menu, which is here. Select the command you want to add from the drop down menu. To choose from the more commands, select more commands. To command will be added to the quick access toolbar. Okay, so let's learn about what is a quick access toolbar. Okay, so there are different options that is available. Okay, so if you see here, right, there is some option called create a document, save here. Okay, so usually how do you save a file? Okay, so you have to go to the save menu here and save a file here. So you have to make 2 or 3 clicks to reach the save menu, right? So you have to click on file, then you have to save it, and then you have to enter something here. Okay. So instead of making 2 or 3 clicks to access the save menu quicker, save command quicker, so we have added the save command to the quick access toolbar. So quick access toolbar, we can access it using a single click, right? So you can change something here, click on save here. So that's it. Your command, or what is it? Your file will be saved easily. Okay, so you don't have to go to file, click save here. So all you have to do is here change it something here and click on save menu here, and that's it. So this is how you access commands in a quicker way using the quick access toolbar. So like save command, right? You can add any commands you want. Okay, you can add whichever command you want to add here. So there are different commands that is available. So let's remove all those things first. See, if you want to add a table command, right? Let's say I want this table command in the quick access toolbar. So let's say you are working on a slide and you want to you are creating a lot of tables. Okay, so you don't want to you don't want to use the tables. You don't want to, I mean, click on the table command in the insert menu every time, right? So all you can add it to the tables menu from the more commands here. So click on the drop down menu here and search for tables here. I don't know where tables. Okay, all commands. Okay. So you can add the table menu here. So you in the right, you can see all the commands that is already present in the quick access toolbar. So click on it, click on add. Now you can see, right, the table icon is not available here. Once you click OK, right, you can see the table menu that is will be available here. So if you want to add a new table for this particular thing, right, you can just click on it and add a new table here. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so it's what to say? It's disabled for some particular reason, I don't know. But similar to that, you can add email commands here. You can do a spell check command here. So let's say if you want to do a spell check often, right? Click on the spell check and it will list all the spell checks available. I mean, it will do a spell check using a single click of the button here. So you don't have to go to help. You don't have to go to view or review. Okay, so it's under review, right? So you don't have to, each time you don't have to go to review and then click on spell check to access the access the spelling check. Okay, so all you have to do is go click on here and your spell check will be done easily. So this is the purpose of having a quick access toolbar, and it help, and it also allows us to customize the option that is available on the quick access toolbar using the drop down menu that is appear here. So you can use more commands, and you can add whichever you want to add to the right side, and makes it can add to the right side and make sure it is available for the make sure it available on the quick access toolbar that is present on the top of the screen. Okay, so it contains all the commands that is available. Okay, so it contains all the commands that is available for the in the PowerPoint section. Okay, so there are tons and tons of commands here. So you can choose any one of these commands here. So commands not in the ribbon. Yeah. So you can play around with these options that is available here. Okay. So this is how you choose toolbars, this thing. And the last slide, right? Last slide is basic shortcuts. Okay. So Control X to cut and copy, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, Control N to create a new presentation. So Control N will create a new presentation. Control O will open an existing presentation. Okay. Yeah, we didn't learn about open stuff, right? Yeah. So if you want to open an existing presentation, right, you can open some presentation that is available here. So you can open like this. Okay. So instead of going here and opening a new presentation, you can press Control O and it will open the open window that is available here. So you can choose from any of the slides that is available here. So if you want to open another slide, right, you can choose to open another slide here. So this is another shortcut. Okay, Control Open. So open a existing presentation. Control S, you know what is how to save a presentation, right? You should have learned it in Windows like Word, right? How to save a Word document. So save as, and all these things you should have learned already in Word. Okay, it's the same thing, which is save a presentation that is available here. F12 or Alt F2 to open the Save As dialog box. Okay, so if you want to use a Save As document, right, you can just press F2, F12 to open the Save As menu here. So it is present in the home ribbon, but you can access it using the shortcut button F12. Okay, apart from that, we have Control W, close a presentation. If I press Control W, right, it closes all the presentation that is available. Okay, so that is one thing, and it closed our own presentation. Okay, so let's open our presentation. So we closed our presentation, which we shouldn't have done. Okay, so Control Q, save and close a presentation. So Control W will save the presentation. If you don't, it won't save the presentation. You will lose all the changes that have been done. Okay, so to save and close a presentation, you have to press Control Q. Undo and redo an action. Okay, so we'll learn about undo and redo action. File new blank presentation. So let's say if I press something, right, if I press Control Z, it will undo the things we have added. So if I added a menu, right, so if I press Control Z, right, it will undo an action. If I want to redo an action, right, Control Y, it will add it back. Okay. So undo and redo. You can use the shortcuts to do that. So that's it for us today, guys. So we have a homework. So homework is create a simple presentation. You have to do a self-introduction presentation. Choose a design, create a title page, add more slides. You can add charts, be creative. Okay. Add charts, pictures, whatever you want to add transition and play the presentation. Okay. So yeah, so this is the homework for you guys. Thank you for attending the class, and see you next week. Okay.